Is this justice? What's the deal? Um, I'm trying to do this, you know, uh, without taking so long. I'm trying to make sure my videos don't be that damn long. Keep your attention. Not only that, trying not to, drag it out. But I just did this video, I think yesterday, and it took like 40 minutes. So, like I said, I'm gonna try to knock this out for y'all. Getting straight to the point. County jail. County jail. Uh, where I left off was basically about the housing and how they can like segregate the housing according to basically where you from. And that'll bring a lot of the bullshit down. Bring a lot of bullshit, a lot of violence, a lot of shit that goes on. And while you in county jail, it'll bring all that down. Like I say, some people don't want that. Some people ain't feeling that. But that's them. Everybody got their own different opinions. Like I said, my mission, my goal, and my perspective on this situation is making sure that the youth and those coming up, everybody in the future, just not those right now, like people that's not even born yet, but that's gonna go through this system, the years and years coming, to come, should I say, is for them to be able to just go through the system, man, and just be able to focus on, for one, uh, correcting their mindset. For one, correcting their mindset. Not only that, but being able to focus on actually the situation at hand. As far as their case, be able to focus on their case, focus on, beating their case, whatever it may be, and not have all their focus and attention on all the other dumb shit that comes along with being in the county jail. Because you only spend about 5 to 20 minutes in the courtroom, right? Unless you at your trial date. You only gonna spend about 5 to 20 minutes in the courtroom, right? But all the other time you spend throughout that day, well, let me put it like this. You do most of your time when you in jail in these dorms, in these dorms, basically, and in these cells, whatever it may be. And only a small majority of that time are you in these courtrooms. Uh, Not only are you in the dorms and in these cells, but you in these court tanks, and that's what we finna get into. So, you know, at the end of the day, with you being spending so much time in these different places other than the courtroom, a lot of that plays a part into what goes on mentally in that courtroom, or just with your case, period. So, like I say, trying to get straight to the point. Um, my purpose, my goal is for people that's coming and having to deal with this situation in the future, to be able to focus on what's important, focus on, and not only that, to make it home to their people, in one piece, not making it home with black eyes and teeth missing, and cause I got a homie, he was in perfect condition. Next thing you know, I seen him. We was on our way to court. And he was in Browns. That's like medical. He in Browns, arm broke, some more shit, and his whole front was knocked out. And I'm like, God damn, I'm like, what the fuck happened to you? He like, shit. The Wooty Woos packed me out. You feel me? Did me bad, did me dirty. I'm like, what? No homies right there? He like, nah, this, and that. I guess whatever, but. My thing is, and he's still missing all that to this day. So, and that's only one situation, one story. My thing is this, I understand that it's a sport. I understand that it's a lifestyle. I understand everything that come with this shit. But at the end of the day, what's important is what's important, and I think we gotta like let go of that mind frame that we've been groomed into having, accepting this as just it is what it is, or this is all a part of the game, because it don't have to be. Don't get me wrong. Uh, it is what it is. As far as it builds character, it builds reputations, and it exposes those who aren't built for it, and all that. But once again, that goes back to the mind frame and the mindset. What are we actually building? Are we building men? Are we building productive men? Are we building fathers? Are we building leaders of the household? Are we building leaders? And I don't mean leaders of bullshit. I mean like leaders of something that's gonna matter. You know what I'm saying? What are we actually creating? Out of this, this lifestyle and everything. Because a lot of us, no matter how we like to look at it, we still oppressed. So basically, getting down to it, like I say, this is for those that's gonna come through this system, and I want them to be able to focus on what's important. I want them to make it home back to their people. I don't want them to get their spirit broke if something go bad, and I don't want them to think that if everything go well, that they just untouchable and on top of the world, because somebody will, and then on top of that, when you in here and you whooping shit, you making enemies. You feel me? You are creating enemies. You creating envy. You creating a reputation to where somebody, is gonna look at it like, I got to, because I already heard about you, so I can't play with you. I got to kill you. So getting back to it, this is my thing, right? Just to give you a little fill you in on what goes on in the county jail. When you in the county jail, right? You go to court. You go to court, and in the court process, basically, it's a mission. It's a mission, and it's all type of bullshit that takes place. I'm just gonna make this thing. It's all type of bullshit that takes place. Uh, and if you're really not prepared for it, if you're not built for it, it could really go bad for you. So getting into it, let's just try to take this and go through it from step one all the way to the last step. Step one, you get up early as shit, maybe like 3 hours, 4 hours before you actually even step inside the courtroom. I say about 5 hours before you actually even step inside of a courtroom. Wake up at 3. You probably won't see a judge till about 9 or 10. You know what I'm saying? That's just keeping it real. So besides that, I wake you up early as shit. You know, bypass all the other shit I could talk about, as far as the bus being cold and all that old shit, dumb shit. Get into your first situation. Going to this tank. It's a tank, in the county, where you go if you're coming from MCJ, the Towers, or somewhere like that. And because if you're coming from Wayside, I don't really know the whole process at Supermax, but at North, if you're coming from North, you go into the little NPR room. You sit there for a minute, and then you catch the bus, and then boom, you be at court. So if you're coming from MCJ, if you're coming if you're coming from MCJ, and if you're coming from, what is that, like Towers, or if you're coming from like the Hole or some shit, like basically at the end of the day, you're gonna go to this one room. It's like a holding cell, holding tank, whatever you want to call it, and police is in this little bubble that's tinted up, and they got like two police out there checking at a desk, checking papers to see where you gonna go. Long story short, you go in there, boom, right then and there, you got opportunity for situations to take place. Now let me tell you, it happens all the time. Like I say, police right outside of there. Now, the police, they know what's gonna go on. They know already how shit work. They've been working here, and they've been seeing that this is an everyday thing for them. So it's nothing new. So with that being said, In there, yes, they do have a camera, and I gotta say this because I know, that'll be like, oh, it's a camera in there, and we'll, okay, that camera gets covered up with the wet toilet paper, peanut butter, all type of shit, and even still, sometimes it don't be covered with nothing, and motherfuckers is still gonna get down to the business, and the police is gonna let it happen. Um, so that's already your first situation. I think the correction for that is simply, uh, having somebody in there, basically like one of them deputies or whatever, to make sure that everything stays segregated, everybody stay in their spot and sit down, shut the fuck up, and wait for the bus. You feel me? That's easy work. That's easy work. Look, uh, just like I said, we got these wristbands. It can easily be, to where everything is on the wristband that you need to know. We got paperwork. On the paperwork, the same paperwork y'all looking at to see where we gonna go, the same paperwork that tell you our, security levels and all that, the same paperwork that have where we from. Where you from? Boom. Let me see your wristband. All right, boom. You over there. Let me see. You all right, you over there. All right, you over there. Okay, you over there. Make sure, because it's two sides. Got benches on one side, benches on the other side. Okay, we know that y'all don't get along. We know that y'all don't get along. So we gonna keep y'all separated. Y'all on this side, y'all on that side. Let's just go down neighborhoods. We got Long Beaches. We got Compton, Watts, and the hoods that, I ain't gonna lie to you, cause a lot of the Compton and Watts, they beef with each other. So with that, it's gonna be a little tricky on keeping them, in the right, keeping them out of bullshit. But you got Compton and Watts, and then you got the Don moves. You feel me? So you got because most of them get along, but you got the Don moves, you got the Who's, and you got the gangsters. You feel me? You can put all of them on another side. You feel me? And how to just keep the bullshit down to a bare minimum. You feel me? Everybody either cuffed to the front. Everybody cuffed to the front, or no cuffs. Like I said, police, hey, sit down, shut the fuck up. We not finna have no bullshit. You get your ass up. You're gonna go back to your dorm. You're gonna miss your court day, whatever the fuck. I don't know. You feel me? Whatever, because there's always some type of solution to the shit. Past that, going further into it. Boom. So with that being said, once you leave there, you go into some more cells to wait for the bus, and it's a gang of cells down there. It's hard for me to even tell you how many cells down there, but there's so many cells, right? This is kind of where 7 and 14 and that's the thing with 7 and 14. That's when you're coming back from court, but we'll get into that later. But um, long story short, to tap into that, it's like I say, so many cells. It's not hard to say, okay, you from this, and that. All right, y'all go in there. You in this, and that. Y'all go in there. All right, y'all go in there. You know what I'm saying? But most of the different cells is for different courts. Like if you're going to LAS court, CCB, shit like that, Torrance Court, Pomona, whatever the fuck, you go into your individual cells, and then and this the crazy part about it. They can put the effort in to putting y'all in different cells to go to court, to different courts, but to do it that way, and to keep it organized to do it that way, but you can't do it far as according to what hoods and gangs and people from fractions people's from. So that just show you it can be done. It's just not being done. So getting into this, like I said, I'm trying to run through this. Okay, let's not spend too much time on that. Easy solution. Sales, got plenty of sales. Put people where they supposed to go according to who they allies, and boom. So when you leave in there, you get on the bus, you get to court. When you get to court, basically you gonna go to your floors. You're gonna go to wherever floor you're supposed to go to, and there's sales in there holding sales. And it's hard to really say that you can put people all in certain cells according to, according to where they from and all this old shit. So I'm gonna say this: putting 2 or 3 officers in each holding tank or holding cell, to, like I say, make sure motherfuckers just sit down and kick back. You feel me? You gotta use the bathroom, go ahead and use the bathroom. You feel me? But you get into some shit, that's your ass. You feel me? But other than that, sit your ass down. Look, you ain't even gotta do the whole where you from thing. Look, y'all just sit the fuck down. Here, you sit over there, you sit over there, you sit over there, you sit over there. You be having bums and shit stinking and nasty and shit. When it comes to that type of shit, you got you a bum next to you. Hey, man, this nigga stinking. You feel me? It's not hard for you to speak up to these police. Hey, man, this nigga stinking. You feel me? I don't want this nigga sitting next to me almost. Hey, man, let the bum. Hey, man, you go over there, or you can sit over here. Whatever. You just get out the way. So you don't be bothering nobody with that shit. Because your hygiene supposed to be up to par. So, boom. You feel me? It's easy work with that. It's easy work with that. So bypassing all that, like I say, easy work. Have your police in there. Hey, this what y'all need to do. This not sit your ass down. Is that now? You got your hard heads that's gonna wanna jump up and get cracking. You feel me? Just based on because I think they still in juvenile hall or whatever the fuck. And if that's the case, all right, boom, the response team gonna come and they gonna come lay you motherfuckers down. You feel me? Get the fuck down. If that take place, okay, boom, we gonna lay y'all down and y'all got cages in there. We gonna sit you motherfuckers in these cages. You know what I'm saying? Just like they do when they catch you getting into some shit, they put you in the cages. Going past that, you got another division. I mean, you got when you get to your division, you go in the court tank. You can have one police in there, and like I say, sit the fuck down. It's only about 2 or 3 people. Now, when you in that first tank, when you first come in, it's about it could be up to about a good 20 to 30 people. You feel me? Like a good 20 to 30 people. And in the big tank, in the little tank, like the K2 tank and all that, you can get to up to about like regularly, probably, early in the morning, probably got about 6 people, probably like 6 to 10 people tops. Police in there, sit the fuck down. It's simple. Okay, outside of that, boom, you get to your division. Like I say, when you get to your division, it really only be like 3, 4 people up in there. You know what I'm saying? So once you get to your division, like I say, hey, sit down, chill out. You ain't even got to put them in the tank. You could put them in some chairs outside the court, outside the little court shit. You got to use the bathroom, or go to the tank, use the bathroom. Simple as that. Easy work. This is all easy shit. You feel me? This is all easy shit. You feel me? This is all easy shit. So, long story short, bypassing that, bypassing that. You go to court, you come back, just giving you some insight on the regular, without all this corrections. When you come back, it's more people that didn't pulled up and came and that wasn't there when you left the original court tank. So it's easy for shit to happen. Like I say, in these court tanks, motherfuckers get mauled. Motherfuckers get stabbed, motherfuckers get sliced, all type of crazy shit be happening. You feel me? Don't get me wrong. Like I say, this is jail. This is jail. We know that. We know jail not supposed to be easy street. But that don't mean we can't make these corrections. That don't mean that, we can't make it safer. That don't mean that we can't make it more efficient. You know what I'm saying? Just because we know what this is, because I ain't gonna lie to you, it's a lot of innocent people. It's a lot of innocent people that's in jail, or that's people that's in there for bullshit, like tickets and dumbass shit, as well as the people that's in there for, hot shit, like murders and attempted murders and big robberies and, all type of crazy shit. You got people in there that don't belong in there too. Like I said, you got people in there for bullshit like tickets and dumb shit like that, petty theft and shit like that. So, long story short, why should they be in the same environment and have to deal with the same shit that there's a motherfucker that a lot of people will be like, well, they're killers and they're this, they're that, and they're, Everybody's not. But everybody go through this shit. Um, like I say, trying to speed through this. You know, the court tanks, like I say, dangerous shit happen to people in that motherfucker. Police don't give a fuck. You feel me? The police don't give a fuck. Do they break it up sometime? Yeah. Do they be on trying to keep control of it sometime? Yeah, but they're not really diligent at it. They're not really efficient at it. It's bullshit because they really lazy as shit. They really lazy. They really don't want to be there, but they there just to get their check. And a lot of them think it's funny. A lot of them think it's funny. A lot of them think it's a game. A lot of them think it's just, like some dumb shit. And they know some people, so that when they see some people coming, they like, oh yeah, this gonna be a good one. I know he gonna whoop somebody ass today. You feel me? So at the end of the day, moving past, moving forward, boom, going to going to the next process. The next process is uh, coming back. You go to that court. Oh, you go to the bus. I mean, the bus tank basically where you waiting on the bus at. So boom, everybody from every division. You feel me? From every courtroom, from all the shit, in that one courthouse. Everybody that's gonna go back to where they housed at, they go to this one tank. You feel me? So in this tank, you can have up to about 100 dudes in there. But on the average, I say it's about a good 50. It's about a good 50, if not a little bit more, a little bit less. Like so, that what they say, give or take. So at that point in time, boom, you get to that tank, man. Once again, mind you, this is at the bottom of the courthouse. You feel me? It's all the way to the back. So you got the police in the little front, little hub area. And then you got them sitting at a desk, whatever, whatnot. Then you walk to the back. You walk to the back down this little hallway, and to your right, you got this little door with a little ass window, probably about that big that they keep covered up. You feel me? They gonna open that door. You gonna walk in. It's a little bitty little cage, and then as you walk through that cage, and then you go into a big ass tank. They got a big ass bench all the way around the wall, and then I think it's some in the middle. So, and it's been multiple times I done walked in that motherfucker. It's blood all on the floor, in the sink, on the toilet. Like not just a little blood, like a lot. You feel me? Like blood. Somebody was leaking. You know. So yeah, because shit happens, motherfuckers get fucked over in there, and then it's the thing, right? When motherfuckers is getting fucked over in there, police don't hear that shit. Police can't hear it. Ain't no cameras. I think they did put some recently, but long story short, the niggas cover them up and get cracking. You know, they don't hear. They don't give a fuck. Unless somebody really at that door beating on that door, hell, all that shit. No. It's no type of nothing. Ain't nobody coming to save you or none of that shit. You gonna, stand your ground, do your thing. Either take your W or take your L, whichever one it's gonna be. But yeah, that's the whole situation in itself. That could be rectified. Like I say, it's a little cage that you go in. Police, they scared, then hey, there's a simple fix. Y'all can sit in that little cage, close the door, and hey, sit the fuck down, shut the fuck up. Cause you don't want, I know they don't want like just two police in there with so many fucking inmates. So, keep the door open, the original, the first initial door, and then they can sit in that little cage and have the other door open as well, and be like, sit down, shut the fuck up. And motherfuckers could be cuffed to the front. We finna get cuffed anyway. You know what I'm saying? So this could just be a process. We could put on our cuffs to the front, boom. And then when you come off the elevator here, we finna cuff you up, bop, bop. All right, boom, go back there. Bop, bop. All right, go back there. Bop, bop, go back there. Easy work. Long story short, easy solution. That's not being done. So at that point in time, boom, you get on the bus, and you back to where you came from, and most of the time you don't go if you in Wayside, north, south, east max, whatever the fuck. I mean super max, whatever the fuck. You gotta go to the actual MTJ first, and y'all go in these little cells, the same cells that from that morning damn near where I said people go individually to from what course they came from. Basically, you go there until your bus pull up to wherever you're going, and then to where whatever facility you're going, such as if you're going to Supermax, North, wherever the fuck, you wait in these cells. Now, most infamous ones, 7 and 14. 7 being neighborhoods and all that old shit. Then you got 14 being enemigos. You feel me? We ain't even gone enemigos. So shit happens in them all the time. And this is the thing. That's not because of the police that them is like that. This is just like an unspoken rule. This is just like an unspoken rule to where niggas know, like 7 and 14, nigga, you a homie, nigga. You more than likely want to jump in 7. But you got your niggas that be on bunk and that be ready with, trying to, do what they do. And they be like, I'm going in the enemy tank. I'm finna act out. I'm finna go whoop some ass today. I'm finna go put belt to ass to some people today. But, but 7 and 14. 7 is for the homies, for the neighborhoods, and then 14 is for, everything else, enemies. Long story short, it's some more opportunity for some more bullshit to go on. Easy fix is, all right, where you from? All right, boom, sell woo-de-woo. Where you from? All right, sell woo-de-woo. Cause like I told you, it's a gang of sales down there. It's a gang of them. It's like, I can't even put a number on them, but it's about 30 of them. Down there, you got plenty of room to do whatever you need to do. It's not hard. Do they do it? No. So at that point, that's like low-key the last little point that some shit can happen. And then after that, you back to the dorm, or back to whatever module, whatever it may be. But, moral of the story, court, it's a whole thing. It's a whole process. It could be a whole lot better. It could be a whole lot more efficient. It could be a whole lot safer. There is solutions. They don't, take no initiative to do none of that. Like I said, it's going to be people that feel like, oh, that's some bullshit. Like, because they all for the mindset. They have a certain mindset. They all for the bullshit. And I'm not knocking them. You feel me? But at the same time, this is my perspective, so don't knock me. And it is what it is. Like I said, I'm trying to provide a solution. I'm on some positive shit. The negative shit, I feel like it only gets you so far. But I feel like, it can be changes made. We out here and they out in society, making changes to make things better. They trying to do shit in here to make things a little bit better. As far as giving us these tablets and all this old shit, trying to put chairs in the day room. It could be a whole lot more shit that they could do in prison as well. And I'm going to get into that, but as of right now, like I said, I didn't want to make this too long. I appreciate y'all taking the time to, check me out. I appreciate y'all taking the time to listen to me. I need y'all to share this shit. I need y'all to repost this shit. Like I said, that's the most important thing you can do. Subscribe and like and follow and all that. That's cool. If you want to do that too. But the most important thing, like I say, is share this, repost this. You feel me? Let's get the word out. Let's try to be the right voice to get to the right ear. That's gonna make the right move, make the right change.